Welcome. I'm going to do a tutorial today from El Jefe's Cafe on how to make some delicious Cuban coffee using a kit that we make, that we put together, organized with the best components to make your coffee wherever you go. So here's a quick look at what we got. This is your coffee maker, your cafetera, or what's used to brew the Cuban coffee. Unscrews, you have the top, the filter, and the base. The base has a built-in safety relief valve, which is not only your safety relief valve, but it's also going to mark where you fill your water in the pot up to on the inside. So on the inside you can see the relief valve on the inside here. So you're going to fill your water up to just the base of there. Once you've filled your water up, you're going to take out your coffee. Take out the spoon that's provided with the kit, and you're going to fill your filter. I like to do it over top of the container, so anything that may spill spills right back into the container and you don't have any waste. So pack it in there, and I don't pack it in very tight. I do a light tap around the edge, brush off any extra, and just tap around the edge of the coffee pot. I don't pack it in because that can affect the taste. If you have it too dense, it makes it a little more bitter. So by just loosely packing around the edge like that to where the spoon is tapping the edge, it keeps the coffee very delicious and not too bitter. You clean off the edge, getting all the extra in there, and drop it in. Once the coffee and the filter's inside, you're going to take the top and just screw it on. Get it on, give it a little snug. I like to keep the top open, so when it starts brewing you can see it, and that'll lead to where we stir the sugar. So we're going to put it on whatever heat source we want to use, whether it's a gas stove, a hot plate, or even an induction stove. Because it's a stainless steel coffee maker, you can use it on an induction stove also. We'll turn it on. Turn it on high. While we're waiting, we'll put away the coffee. Take out some of the Cuban coffee cups that are included with the kit. Down below here you have a nice stack. Take out our sugar, and we'll take out the frothing pot. So as part of the kit design, we measured out what the best use of everything was. I like to use light brown sugar. It also helps on keeping it not bitter. A little bit of molasses in the sugar helps sweeten it just right. So I take my light brown sugar and my spoon. I take 3 compacted scoops. 1, 2, and 3, and a little extra. So the 3 compressed scoops of light brown sugar into the frothing pot. And then you're gonna wait for the coffee to brew. So as soon as the coffee starts to brew, you'll look in the center of the pot. You'll see it start to come up the center post of the pot and brew down and go down to the bottom. Once it's doing that, you're going to take that first bit of coffee, you're going to pour it, and it's actually measured out perfectly by using this spoon. Pour it up, fill the spoon, put it in there, and you'll start stirring. That little bit of coffee mixed with the light brown sugar is going to form what they call espumita, or the foam, or the spuma, that is what infuses in the coffee and gives it the sweet and different taste that's specific to Cuban coffee. Essentially, Cuban coffee is expresso mixed in with sugar, which gives it a little better flavor with that same strong espresso punch. So this kit offers you diversity. You can make espresso, you can make it without sugar, you can make it with a little bit of sugar. Depending on your taste and your flavor, you can adjust the sugar amount to how you like it. Some people like it more sweet, some people like it less sweet. If you're fasting, one of the good things is you can make Cuban coffee or espresso and not break your fast. If you're just drinking the coffee and the water without the sugar, it allows you to maintain that, get a little extra caffeine without breaking that. We found a lot of bodybuilders will use it before competitions. A lot of people that are fasting or doing keto We'll stay away from the sugar, but still enjoy the coffee and the energy that the caffeine brings. So lots of diversity. Also, the same coffee is used for cafe con leche or lattes or cappuccinos. Any drink that's mixed with espresso, you can use this same kit, this same coffee to make whatever drinks you want to do. A lot of times I keep a thermos where I'll make my coffee, my Cuban coffee, my wife, my kids will all have shots, and there's extra or leftover coffee. So a lot of times I'll put it in a thermos, put it in the refrigerator, save it for later, and make a latte or cafe con leche or cortadito, depending on what you want to do. So it's nice to have options. It's nice to have the coffee and be able to try different drinks or prepare different drinks for people. This specific pot will make about 13 shots of the 3/4 ounce Cuban coffee shots. If you're just starting off, drinking Cuban coffee, you don't want to drink too much. It's very highly caffeinated, very strong, effective, but you don't want to go drinking a whole pot. There's been a few comedy skits on that you probably don't want to be a part of. So enjoy it, but make sure you try it out and see how you react to it at first and see how much you can drink. This is one of those things that it's a lot of fun to make when there's a lot of people around. It's a good thing to share because you can make so many shots. It's a nice thing to share with people. Whenever we go camping, we'll go to our neighbors and share it. At the fire station, I'll make it and share it with all the crews in the fire station. Wherever we are, we like to share the experience. Most recently, we went on a field trip with the kids, and on the way back on the bus, we made coffee for everybody. Don't recommend doing that, but it was fun doing it. So the kit itself, as you can see, it contains everything that you need. You have the coffee maker, you have the frothing pot, the spoon, you have a container that contains 1 pound of light brown sugar. So when the kit ships, it has the sugar in it. And then this holds the coffee, and when it's shipped, it's in a vacuum packed container. So that full container of coffee, that vacuum packed espresso, comes in here ready to go. You just open it up, and this container fits all the coffee that you want to put in. That comes in the container, so it's all in one container. You don't have to have extra sitting on the side. Then underneath, you have a stack of Cuban coffee cups here, and also underneath the light brown sugar, you have a stack of cups there. This slot contains the spoon, that's the frothing mug. When you're going somewhere, it closes up, seals tight. You have rings for locks, so if you're shipping it, you can lock it up. It's TSA approved, it's got a decompression valve, so if you ship it via air, you can decompress it if it gets compressed from going up in high altitude and coming down. The case is waterproof, watertight, it also floats, so you can take it anywhere. We do. So once your coffee starts brewing, you'll start to hear it. Start to hear it boiling in the bottom. I don't know if that picks it up on camera, but you hear it starting to boil. And it starts to come out the top. So once you start to see the first bit of coffee boiling, you close the lid. Just enough to fill up the spoon. Put it back on the heat. So you add that to your brown sugar. Then you start stirring. So as it starts to mix, that's what it'll look like. A lot of times we'll call it soft peanut butter, or just kind of a meringue type of consistency. So that's what you're looking for. You want that type of consistency, because that's what will infuse in the coffee really well and give you that delicious flavor. So you're gonna listen to the pot. You'll hear it start to top off. Once you hear that it's brewed up nice and full, you pour the coffee into the frothing pot with that sugar. Once I pour the first bit, I like to put it back on the heat to make sure you get all the water percolated through the coffee and in to get your finished coffee, to make sure you get everything. Give it another few seconds just to make sure it percolates that last little bit. Turn off my heat to make sure I don't forget. Then you just blend in the coffee into the sugar, stir it up. Once you've got it nice and blended, pour it in the cups. And that's what your finished shot of coffee will look like. You've got the nice dark coffee underneath, and you've got the layer of spumita, or the layer of foam on top. That's your sweetness of the Cuban coffee. It's going to be very hot when you first brew it. I like to drink it when it's hot. I'll just sip it, softly off the top of the cup, bring in some air so it cools it off. If you just drink the whole thing, it's going to burn your tongue. So you don't want to just gulp it, just sip it and enjoy it. And that's how easy it is. Add water, add coffee, put your sugar in the cup, cook it up, mix it up, it's ready to go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you start making some coffee for yourself and enjoy Cuban coffee and share it with others. So, cheers. Have a great day.